All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for more Fire Force. And I believe in this volume, we will finally push past where the second season of the series ended in the anime. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let me adjust my mic properly. Hold on. Did I forget to... Yep, I forgot to set my chat to this specific one. I knew I was forgetting something! It's always something with me when it comes to me preparing. I had you sit down to watch One Piece film read in the English dub, and then everything else just gets forgotten. Byron, good to see you. Good afternoon to you. Let's make sure that it's right. Yes, it is right, but it's kind of dark, even though it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Hold on, let me adjust this exposure. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, there we go. It was on 5, but I had to click it again in order for it to be a lot brighter so you guys can see me a lot better as well. But, yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reading of Fire Force. Today, we're going to be checking out Volume 20 of the series titled Beyond the Limit. I cannot wait to read more. I don't know why my chat just disappeared off of my screen. Let me restore it so I can see everybody. It is weird how it just did that. I gotta refresh my page. Okay, there we go. There we go! Summary! With attacks from infernal hordes and purple haze knights, the battle in the nether is the fiercest one yet. Shinra is confronted by Dr. Giovanni, who has turned himself into a monster. He tells Shinra of the evangelist's plan of destruction before Arthur fights him off with his sword. Then, when Maki risks her life to return to Company 8, she makes sure the white-clad zealot's scheme to wipe out the Tokyo Empire using infernals as a massive bomb ends in failure. With the white-clad enemies growing stronger, Shinra and the other rookies return to Asakusa to undergo more training in order to master the secret arts. So, all the chapters we have is chapter 169 all the way down to 177. Seems kind of hefty. All right, let's get started. And we're back here in Asakusa because not only is Shinra and Arthur there for more training, but Tamaki Kotatsu is there joining them too. So there are 3 of you this time. Waka's out back.
Thank you for having us.
Huh, goes Arthur. Chapter 169, Intensive Training. And it shows Benimaru sitting in the back with a big old giant Asura wheel behind him, like a fiery Asura wheel. And then Benimaru goes, "You're here. You're early."
Thank you for training us again, sir.
Huh? There's one more of you this time.
I know very well, sir, that I'm not at the right level to participate in this training, but I want to stop being weak. Please at least let me watch.
You want to be strong?
Yes, sir!
And why would you want that?
I've been a burden to the other soldiers because I'm so helpless. There are lives that I could have saved if I only had the strength.
So now you're whining about it?
No, sir! I'm expressing my regret and my determination!
I see. But if all you do is watch, you'll be bored out of your mind. Hey! As Hita and Hina jump in right in front of Benimaru.
What do you want?
I want you to play with that girl there.
That blockhead? What?
And they both start smiling and they rush at Tamaki and immediately headbutt into her, kinda a little bit.
What are we gonna play, you tart? It better not be boring, tramp. Huh? Kusakabe?
Babysitting them is really tricky, okay?
Tamaki, play with Hikage. Not Hikata, it's Hikage and Hinata. Play with Hikage and Hinata. That'll show me how strong you are.
All right, sir.
And then we cut back to Kanro. You're not gonna go watch the Company 8 rookies, Konsan? I'll go take a look when I'm done cleaning the entryway. I can do that. You go on and watch them. I don't mind. It's one of my chores. And we have Captain Hibana, Captain Hibana looking into the barracks.
Hey, Kanuro, are you there?
The captain of Company 5. Did you want Walker to train you too?
Don't be ridiculous. I am a scientist. I will have no part of that uncivilized nonsense. I came to ask you more about the demon you mentioned yesterday, the one you fought 2 years ago.
Yesterday? You mean that doppelganger business?
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to get more details.
More details? You can ask, but there's nothing to say except what I already told you yesterday. Anyway, why don't you come inside?
I thought as much, so I've come to ask your body. Please come inside.
As Hibana's talking to someone. Is there someone with you? And the person that walks in is Captain Huang.
I am Kayoko Huang, captain of Special Fire Force Company 6. He's the one, Kayoko-san. We'll begin with a palpitation.
Palpation. Yeah, not palpitation.
We'll begin with a palpation.
What are they gonna do to me? And then we cut back to Benimaru with Arthur and Shinra.
Last time you learned about the weight of life, and you learn how to sense the breath of life.
As he immediately goes in and tries to hit both Arthur and Shinra, and they immediately dodge out of the way.
I see you're concentrating. This time we'll go further.
And he immediately shoves the both of them aside before they can even react. And it's forceful because they're all both on their backs.
I'm gonna force you into a fight or flight situation. You'd better be ready to go all in. You'll have to go beyond the limits of your limits. In the old tongue, they call it the hysterical strength of a fire scene. I'm not exaggerating when I say that a Hikeshi isn't really a Hikeshi until he's managed to harness that hysterical strength. Your captain, he's basically the embodiment of hysterical strength. A model Hikeshi would be a guy like him.
Captain Obi?
Wow, goes Arthur and Shinra.
What? You didn't know? No other non-powered alive can do what he does.
Oh ho.
Please, sir, teach us about hysterical strength. I can't wait to use it.
Keep your shirt on. This is just the beginning of the first day. To start.
And it shows Shinra, as it shows that Benimaru takes a stick. And then the next panel we have is Arthur and Shinra hanging like a stuck pig over a pit of over like a campfire, or at least the preparations for a campfire. They're just hung upside down like they're about to be roasted.
Man, I haven't seen this in ages. Not since Binchan. What are we doing here?
It's an Asakusa-style human roasting device. Conroe did this to me when I was a kid.
He did this?
Hysterical strength surpasses the limits of your limits. This is a necessary step in getting you past the limits of your limits.
We need to do this, sir?
This time, I'm going to push you as far as you can go, and farther. Brace yourselves.
As he conjures a fire in his finger. Then we're back with Tamaki versus Hinagi? Hold on. Hikage! Holster, good to see you. I'm sorry, I get their names mixed up. I see Hinatas, Hikages, Hinas. I get mixed up. I'm sorry. But we're back with Tamaki. We're on the first chapter, chapter 169. But we're back with Tamaki and Hikage and Hinata. I'm going to log it into memory so I never forget.
So guess what? Waka says you have to stay away from Hika and Hina for a whole minute. So you're gonna play tag with us. Come on. Okay, I'll start running. But I don't want them to start crying when I get away from them, so I'll just take it slow. Run away! You think we're babies?
As both Hina and Hita, as you just call them the twins. That could have been so much easier if I had done that several volumes ago. The twins just slap Tamaki on her backside.
You think we're for babies? That hurt. You better run for real or we'll kill you. Darn it. Fine. Ladies, don't say dirty words like darn it. And give us any more guff and you'll be sleeping at the bottom of the Sumida River. Ladies don't, but you're girls too. We know that, stupid. We get that lecture from the old hag too. She says we'll never be respectable adults if we keep talking crap. Fine. I just have to run for real, right? I'm a fire soldier too, you know. I'm a fire soldier too, you know. Don't start crying if you can't catch me.
And then Tamaki starts running.
Seriously, what is going on? I didn't come to Asakusa to play games. I'm tired of falling behind Shinra and Arthur. I need to catch up to them.
And in a moment, the twins just blitz Tamaki before she can even react and slap her around with their long sleeves. And then their sleeves wrap around her neck as they go,
Didn't we tell you not to hold back, you ugly sow? You don't actually want to get stronger, do you, jerk? Hina and Hika are doing you a favor by playing with you, so don't get the wrong idea.
and then Tamaki is thinking,
Are they that strong?
and that's the end of chapter 169. Onwards to the next one. And we cut to water dropping into a basin, a bird chirping on a branch, an old man sipping his tea.
This is a sight I haven't seen in a long time.
Another peaceful day in Asakusa.
And as they say that, we see Arthur and Shinra being roasted!
Hot, hot, hot!
Chapter 170. Why do I...
My clothes are burning! They're burning off! My butt is showing!
So peaceful.
Then we see Tamaki being thrown in front of this same old dude.
8 seconds! You're nowhere near a minute! I know. I'll get it. You'll see.
And then Tamaki starts running away from the twins using her fire powers.
Now I'm playing for keeps. Catch me if you can, you darn kids. Ooh, looks like she's finally ready to do this, Hina. Then we're gonna do it too, Hika.
And it shows Hina and Hika keeping up with Tamaki.
Take this!
And one of the twins slashes at, aims for Tamaki and destroys a portion of a roof as Tamaki dodges away. And then Tamaki uses her flame tails to burn one of the twins' sleeves.
Hoo-hoo! You better not complain that I burned your kimono. You're wide open. 5 seconds!
As this twin hits Tamaki on her backside again.
5? That's less than last time. That was playing for keeps? You're freaking kidding me. I'm not done yet. Let's do it again.
And then Tamaki starts running from the twins again.
I think 1 minute's too long for her. Maybe she should be aiming for 30 seconds. I'm not helpless.
Then we go back in time.
I'm a fire soldier too.
And we are at the table with, I'm guessing, Tamaki's mom and dad.
Time for grace, Tamaki. Yes, Mama. How is school, Tamaki? Do you think you can get your nun's credential? Just because... I'm a fire soldier too. Just because Mama and Papa told me to. I have to take a lot of tests because we're not a clerical family, but my teacher says I should be fine.
Now, no need to push yourself too hard. And then, sorry, phone went off. And it's nothing. Nope, it's nothing. Just someone talking on Reddit. And she's walking over to class, one of her classmates.
Good morning. Morning, Tamaki-san. Ooh, a patch. Yep, I'm officially a nun now. I still have to do the written test and the interview before I can get my credential.
And then her friend goes,
But you're smart, Tamaki-san. You'll do fine. Good luck. The great sun god sees how hard you've been trying. I'm not trying that hard. Just because, well, it's what everyone else was doing.
Then we're back in the presents. we're not back in the present. Tamaki just falls flat on her face, and part of her dress slips down, while her friend goes,
Tamaki-san! I just fall flat on my face for no reason.
Oh, lucky me.
as one student manages to catch a glimpse.
Oh no! Are you okay? Huh? Is something wrong? There's fire coming out of your bum!
As this is apparently the first occurrence of her flame powers manifesting.
Just because flames came out of me.
Imagine there was like 50 different pairs of twins in this series. Trying to remember their names would be a nightmare, especially since you can't just use the twins to describe a pair. I'm actually so glad that I've never read a manga series that is predominantly filled with twins, because that would have messed me up royally. I am so glad no such manga series exists. I know there's a series out there where there's like quintuplet brothers. Oh, well, there's quintuplets. The essential quintuplets? I think it's the essential quintuplets. You know, all the sisters that get trained by that one dude tutor. And then there's all the ones where all the brothers look the exact same, but I forget the name of that one. But I don't read those because I would forget everyone's names immediately. But
Just because flames came out of me?
then we cut to the classroom.
That's amazing! And if you're a third generation, does that mean you're going to join the Fire Force? A fire soldier, none! That would be so cool! The great sun god blessed you for all your hard work. So if you join, you'd be in Company 1, right? Company 1, huh?
And then we're back in the present as Tamaki gets slapped. The quintuplets, yeah. We cut back to the present as Tamaki gets slapped in the butt again.
Darn it, how long was that? 12 seconds. That's pretty good for you. One more time.
And we cut back to the past again as we see Company 1's courtyard.
So this is Company 1. Look! Ooh! It's Lieutenant Reka Hoshimiya!
You know, before we found out his true colors.
Isn't he gorgeous?
Hello, schoolgirls! Don't watch from way over there, come closer! Company 1 is burningly eager to welcome fresh new recruits like you!
Oh no! What do we do? He spotted us! Run!
And then Tamaki doesn't run, but she watches with admiring eyes at Reka. Not overly affectionate eyes, admiring. There's a difference.
Everyone looked up to Lieutenant Reka, so I looked up to him too. Just because everyone said so. Ah, Lieutenant Reka. Papa? Mama? I want to be a nun and join Company 1.
Then we're back in the present, as Tamaki continues to run away from the twins.
I joined the Fire Force just because.
Don't worry, I'll be here to witness your last moments. Die for me, Tamaki!
Please, Kusakabe, you have to beat Lieutenant Reka.
Oh, I will. That's what I'm here for.
I can do it too!
And then she remembers when Hajiki lost his head, literally, and then the sacrifice of Juggernaut. I owe it all to you, Tokasu-san. You helped me avenge Hajiki-senpai. You gave me the courage to become a man. And as she's running, it shows the twins getting ready to hit her again as they go,
Too bad! 18 seconds!
and Tamaki dashes with blinding speed before they can even touch her, and she's halfway across another pair of rooftops again.
I want to change, but I've always just followed everyone else's lead. I know changing won't be easy for me. Hina. So if they're gonna be doing everything they can, then I'll follow their lead.
And it shows more fire enveloping Tamaki, where it looks like she gains like half of a fiery cat face.
And I'll do everything I can.
And then it shows two fiery figures landing in front of Tamaki.
30 seconds left. Time for Hika and Hina to play for keeps.
And it shows Hika and Hina assuming those foxfire Firefox forms they had back when Asakusa was under attack by the Whiteclads earlier on.
There's no way I'm gonna let you catch me.
As Tamaki has like half a cat face. And that's the end of chapter 170, onwards to chapter 171, Firecat! And it shows Firefox, Hika, and Hina, and then it shows partially Fire Tamaki, and they both start running at high speeds. And while Tamaki lands on a sign, Tamaki lands with such force that when she launches off, she shatters the rooftop. That's how much force she's outputting. Hey, they're still playing tag. Yeah, finally starting to get interesting. The fact that they're so casual with all this destruction that's going on, it's all like, oh yeah, things are getting good. They're just so chill with it. But so many things are getting tossed up in the air because of all the destruction that they're causing from this game of tag. Kind of reminds me of the Powerpuff Girls movie when they were playing tag and they didn't know how strong they truly were, and they pretty much wrecked everything while they were playing tag. Yeah, it's this. And they're just rebounding throughout every corner of the town right now, just dashing through and everyone, staying out of their way. Good job! Go, go!
Hika and Hina are Wildcat, girl! Don't let your guard down!
And it shows Tamaki still keeping away from Hika and Hina. And then it shows a cat. And then we see someone tripping as Tamaki falls on top of another person because of her lecture lure again. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. It was my lecture lure again.
And then when she lets out a sigh, later on, someone slams on her desk and goes,
I assume you know who that boy was that you jumped on? That was my boyfriend. Lecture lure? Yeah, right. You're doing it on purpose. You try hard, Uggo. You're a menace.
And she just knocks off Tamaki's stuff from her desk.
There's no telling what could happen with you around. Go sit in a corner so you won't bother anyone.
I'm sorry, but I really didn't do it on purpose.
You're in middle school and you're still wearing pigtails? What a tryhard, especially for someone as ugly as you. Go away!
And this girl's just berating Tamaki, and Tamaki just goes sit in a corner by herself, because she don't want no trouble. This girl don't want to smoke, though. She don't know. And it shows a cat sitting by itself elsewhere.
Cats are lucky. They don't have to worry about lectures. Are pigtails really trying too hard? I just like them. They're like animal ears. I wish I could be an animal. I want to be agile, like a cat.
And as she's saying this, it shows Tamaki, with all this new power she has, somersaulting into the air, full force. And then, the twins.
40 seconds! Oh, crappy Kage. If she keeps this up, she'll get away from us.
Well, we won't let her.
As the twins just jet towards Tamaki at high speeds. They just literally start beelining for her.
They're catching up? I want to be limber like a cat.
As it shows Tamaki dodging away from them, mid-air, before they can even touch her. And then her landing on a rooftop and jumping once again. This is some super-powered jumping I'm seeing right now. This is what the whole game needs. If I'm jumping away from someplace, I want the ground to break from the force of me jumping. I'm seeing many good things in here that could be very good in a Hulk game, even if it's just something as minor as destroying a piece of the ground when you jump off of it because of the force. That cat girl's not half bad.
Changing direction at the last minute. Go get her, Hina! Hika, Hina, you can do it!
She's getting away!
That little fat head. Now it's been 45 seconds.
And then another flashback with Tamaki sitting by herself because that traumatized her. She's sitting by herself while she's in Company 8's mess hall.
What are you doing hiding in the corner? Come on over here.
If I go over there, I'll be lectured, and nobody wants that.
And then it shows Shinra. It shows Shinra sitting right next to Tamaki.
I'll sit in the corner, so you go sit over there.
That's okay, I'm used to it.
No, I'm used to being in the corner. I'm a devil, remember?
And somehow Shinra's face first into Tamaki's chest, like she's balanced on his face. Somehow. Like his face is inside of her shirt and she's just on his face, just like perpendicular. Like, I wouldn't say planking, but she's just somehow on top of his face. The boy didn't move. He didn't move.
Put me down!
How?
I just love Shinra's response. He's all like, "Put me down!"
How? How did you get up there?
Like, it's just, oh my goodness, it's so funny. It's just, how does this happen?
Anyway, I'm staying in the corner.
I agreed that it's super annoying, but that doesn't mean you have to banish yourself. Look at that loser. He's just a lowly grunt, but he always goes straight to the head of the table like he owns that spot. You should be that confident too.
I'm done sneaking around the corner.
As Tamaki stops.
Why did you stop? Are you giving up? I have 10 seconds left, and I'm done running away.
As she stops running and she prepares to launch herself at the twins.
I'm taking you out!
And she starts running full force at the twins.
She's actually coming for us. That blockhead, she might have gotten away.
And the twins get even bigger by, touching and then combining into one big fox in front of Tamaki.
Merge into Mother Fox!
And then Tamaki tears off a portion of her clothes and she starts building up fire in her hands.
I'll tear right through you!
As an even greater visage of a cat, it starts to envelop Tamaki.
Nekomata Fireball!
And she blasts straight through the twins and tears up a giant portion of the roof in the process.
Darn it! This isn't over!
And then Benimaru stops both of them immediately.
That's 60 seconds. I don't know why, but you have a habit of suppressing your powers.
Captain Shinmon!
I think you're starting to shed that habit.
Thank you very much, sir!
And as she says this, her top falls off. It just falls off immediately.
I didn't tell you to shed that much.
I'm sorry, sir! Wench! Can a little game of tag really help me change that much?
If you can't get serious for a little game, you'll never be ready for a serious challenge. You've finally made it to the playing field. Now keep trying.
Thank you very much, sir!
And she's bowing, but she's butt first towards Benimaru, bowing in the opposite direction.
What exactly are you doing over there?
like Benimaru's all like,
What are you doing? What's wrong with you?
But we're back with Shinra and Arthur, and they are stripped down to their underwear, crucified over flames.
Why? Captain Shinmon, where are you, sir?
Don't tell me you've forgotten all about us! And that's the end of chapter 171. Onwards to 172, the hysterical strength of the fight or flight response. That's exactly how! But the smoke, it shows, no wait, it doesn't show anything. It shows someone screaming and there's a whole bunch of dust and a whole bunch of dirt being kicked up. And we hear more screaming as we see two soldiers pulling this giant gurney, like this giant rickshaw, or giant cart through the streets. Hup, two, hup, two, hup, two. As it shows, Arthur and Shinra are attached to this cart, feet first, being being dragged through the streets. Hup, two, hup, two.
Ah!
Ah!
We came here to learn how to use hysterical strength! Captain Shinmon, what is the point of all this?
And it just shows Benimaru watching them being dragged through the streets. I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's me, but the sentence "drag through the streets" is one of the funniest sentences. I know a lot of funny sentences, but "drag through the streets" is just a hilarious thing to say to me.
Oh, you heard about his aunt? Yeah, she got dragged through the streets.
Did you hear about that politician?
Yeah, I heard he got dragged through the streets.
Did you hear what happened to little Sally after she finished a ballet recital?
Yeah. It was so good she got dragged through the streets.
It's a funny sentence. But everyone's getting dragged and Benny Mata's just looking on.
Captain Shinmon? What is the point of this?
I don't know. It's tradition. How we show people we love them.
They show people they love them by dragging them through the streets. And then it shows children. Just poking at Shinra and Arthur while they're being, I wouldn't say waterboarded, but they're being water dunked, like held upside down towards water. And they keep dunking the both of them in it.
Poke? What is the point of this?
And then it shows them being spun around on this little like, you know those toys, like those playground equipment things when you start swinging around, you can hold on to it and it can spin if you have more people with it, and you can just hold on until you get thrown off or until it stops. They're tied to it, feet first, and they're just being swung around with Shinra still asking,
What is the point of this?
And Benny Mata's just chilling, eating a kebab, while Tamaki is chilling. And notice how the twins are constantly sticking next to Tamaki.
You roast us in fire. You smoke us on the cross. You drag us all over town with a handcart. You strip us down to poke us, dunk us, and whirl us around. What is the point?
To use the hysterical strength of the fight-or-flight response, you have to go past the limits of your limits.
Yes, sir.
Kondoro told me the same things when he did this to me. And? Actually, I don't know what the point is. I never asked.
What?
And then it shows Shinra and Arthur just mad tired.
Okay, you ready?
So, there was really no point, sir?
I don't know. Are you going to let every little thing bother you?
You gotta be freaking kidding me!
So why do we have to go through all that torture? Just so you can abuse your power? And both Shinra and Arthur start fighting mad at Benimaru. Drop dead, slime ball!
Maybe it's from all the love we showed you, but I'm sensing rage. Good. I feel the breath of every life in every attack. You're even ready to kill me. Not bad.
Of course we are, sir! These attacks are filled with raging hatred!
And immediately, Shinra gets bodied by Benimaru. He just elbows Shinra in the chest, and then just chops him down on the ground. And while his body's falling, he chops towards the ground and causes another explosion that sends Shinra flying right out of the complex. And it just tosses him.
What? What the? Is he okay?
And then, not even a single second passes as Shinra is still mid-flight, and he gets absolutely... He just gets a whole bunch of fireballs launched at him by Benimaru over and over. And then we get Arthur. Stop! That's too much! And then we see the face of basically a Neo deity. Like, you know those Neo statues? You know, the ones with always angry faces like... One of those faces appears before Arthur and he stops dead cold.
Rage breeds more rage. If you give vent to your murderous impulses, those impulses will always come back to you.
And before Arthur can do anything, he's immediately stopped by Benimaru.
I taught you boys about the breath of life. Your life, your friends' lives, your enemies' lives. The value of those lives.
Arcade! Good to see you. We are on chapter 172, I believe? I think we're on 172.
The value of those lives.
And he immediately, not only does he kick Arthur in the chest, but he kicks Arthur directly up his chin.
But you still have a lot to learn. To face the terror of a fire scene is to cast your body into the purifying flame of the Wisdom King Makala. It's fight or flight. Let your guard down for a second and it'll be your last. The flames of the wise Wisdom King will come to stop your breath of life.
And then it shows Shinra and Arthur starting to get up.
After the breath of life, the next thing you need to feel is the press of death.
As Arthur gets absolutely blasted by Benimaru.
Don't just stand there. Akala will mark you for death.
And then Shinra puts his fingers in the direction in order to use rapid, but Benimaru immediately kicks him in the head, meaning he's faster than Shinra. Shinra says,
How? He moved faster than my rapid.
and Arthur tries to go in for a swipe at Benimaru. Benimaru literally just palms him directly in the head, folding the both of them.
Those were just normal kicks and palm strikes. Is that the hysterical strength of fight or flight?
And then it shows Shinra flying at high speed with rapid again.
I'm not done yet!
And then Arthur swipes his sword towards Benimaru. Then time passes, and it's pretty much the evening time right now. And Benimaru hasn't been touched at all. How many books are left in the series? Since we're on volume 20 right now, there are 14 left. Because there are 34 volumes in the series. We're on 20, so that leaves 14 more before we're done. No, 14 more, and then we're done. So we got 14 more sessions. After this, of course. But it cuts to Arthur and Shinra, and they're both tired. Benimaru doesn't have the mark on him, with Tamaki going,
They've been at it for 5 hours.
and it shows Excalibur losing all of its energy because Arthur is just purely tired, and he just drops to his knees.
I'm not done yet!
And Shinra goes for Benimaru, but he can barely cause any fire to come out of his feet, and he just falls in front of Benimaru. Like I said, the dude doesn't have a single mark on him. And his feet are just sputtering fire at this point. He can't even do anything, and Shinra's just breathing hard.
Darn it!
He used up all the oxygen in his body. He's blacking out. If he keeps going, he'll give himself tephrosis.
Is that the limit of your ignition powers?
Captain Shinmon, maybe you've trained them enough today.
Train them? I don't remember starting any training.
As it shows Benimaru taking one arm out of his obi. It's obi, right? It's an obi, right? Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. He takes his arm out of one sleeve and goes,
Get up. Training starts now.
and that's I was right. It was chapter 172. Onward, that's the end of chapter 172. Onwards to chapter 173. Think of death. And you know, honestly, I haven't looked up a good place for people to read Fire Force, so if you guys want to see the images I'm seeing, because I can't show them because of copyright reasons, and I don't want to get in trouble, I honestly don't know where to point you guys at in order to read Fire Force and catch up to and read along with me. Halster, if you know, then you can go ahead and put that in chat so people can follow along with you, but if not, then I guess just looking up Fire Force chapter 173 will give you plenty of results, just in case there are people wondering why I'm not showing anything. But chapter 173, Think of Death.
What's wrong? Get up, now.
The training is just starting, but if they keep going, they'll get tephrosis.
They need to surpass that limit. That's why we're training. Now stand up.
As Arthur and Shinra stand up.
I never had any intention of giving up, sir.
And then, before Shinra can do anything,
Tough talk, but I'm not convinced.
as he kicks Shinra directly in his midsection.
All you're doing is letting me hit you. You might as well have given up already.
And then he goes and bodies Arthur.
So, what's wrong? If you stop moving, you're dead. Your enemy won't wait.
I know that, sir.
And then it shows Shinra trying his best to cause fire to come out of his feet, and he's just thinking to himself,
My body's out of oxygen. I can't breathe. I can feel my life burning away. I can't stay conscious. Fight or flight, the Wisdom King's purifying flame. Fire. I'm at the scene of a fire.
and it shows Shinra in like this void of fire, surrounded by fire. Not the Adola world, but he's in this world surrounded by fire, and then a hand sticks through. And someone goes,
Shinra!
but Shinra speaks, but his words are unintelligible. And what he sees in this fire is his mother, who we all know had turned into an infernal, holding his baby brother Sho.
What the? But I'm in Asakusa.
And then it shows Sho.
Sho! Mom, if I don't do something, I'll be killed. I don't want to lose them again. Life is precious, irreplaceable. Once you're dead, you can never.
And then it shows Shinra in a completely different area, like him just in this dark void now. Still, not the world of Adola.
My body freezes up from fear and nerves. If I don't move, I'll die. He'll kill me. Once I'm dead, everything will be over.
Which Viz had Fire Force translated, but they don't. Viz, Fire Force, oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Black Clover. Yeah, because it's a different place that publishes Fire Force. It's Kodansha Comics. So maybe they got a place where you can read Fire Force as well. Like I said, I never looked this up, so yeah, I'll look into it. And I'll let people know a good place where they can read Fire Force along with me, since I don't show stuff.
If I don't move, I'll die. He'll kill me. Once I'm dead, everything will be over. Am I just a coward? Will I let it all end without doing anything to stop it? What will I do? What can I do? I've used everything I have. There's nothing left. What can I possibly do? Survival instinct. In the face of death, my nerves give me a smile. A pinch of energy. In the face of death, what does fear give me? The press of death.
And then, all of a sudden, it shows Shinra's feet just completely engulfed in flames. You don't even see the flames themselves. It's just like Shinra's feet are just gone in like this blurred haze of fire.
Those flames, that's what I'm talking about.
And it shows Tamaki as Shinra is smiling. Then we cut to another room where Captain Huang is looking at Kanro with Captain Hibana behind them.
Did you learn anything?
And then Captain Huang speaks.
There's nothing about your flame that makes it especially different from those of other pyrokinetics. If there's nothing special about your flames, then there must be something else that triggers the Adola link. Lieutenant Conro, both you and Company 4's Captain Hagaway made your Adola links during the Great Fire. A large conflagration, the deaths of many. Those factors may have activated something.
Kayoko-san, you said a minute ago that his flames are just like anyone else's. Having touched one yourself, is there something about an Adola burst that makes it different?
And then she thinks back to when she was treating Shinra, and after she touched Shinra, and in her hand, we see like there's a scar in the middle of her palm, her right palm to be specific. You know they have K-manga, but it's a horrible service? Ooh, yeah. And then she looks at her hand from that time.
Is something the matter?
No, it's nothing.
Unless the scar she got on her hand came from her operation, and that's what happened. Ooh, I got questions.
I'll go around and talk to the others who have experienced an Adola link.
I believe Captain Hagaway has... Something feels like it's on the tip of my nose, but it just wants to mess with me today. I believe Captain Hagaway has the stigma as well. I might learn something from him. And then Hibana is silent as Captain Huang leaves. The white-clad goons came after me for having this holy scar. Is that other captain going to be alright? I had better hurry. Like, it's not available for me at all, for example. I'm pretty sure you have to pay for stuff on, like, Viz, where you pay a monthly fee and you get all sorts of manga. Seriously, $1.99 to get access to every manga they have on their service? $1.99 a month? That's cheap. I had better hurry. Which is why I'm glad I went through that effort. And then we cut to another room, as there's wires all inside the office, and we have Captain Hagaway as he goes, I love it! I love it! You are quite the skilled fighter. Who are you? I can tell from looking at you that you are with the white-clad. Bearer of the stigma, I have come for you. A golden hand. As one of the members of the white-clad is there to potentially try and kill Captain Hagaway. Quick question, does region mean country? If so, then it means it's not available in my country. I'm pretty sure it means country. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it means country as well. Yours is free? You get Viz for free? You sure you're not just looking at the free chapters that they get? Unless you're looking at another service. But yeah, some member of the white-clad, I gotta stay focused. Someone, yours, mine is free thanks to you. Kyushu. I see. I'm pretty much just y'all's. I am pretty much just y'all's personal audiobook for all these things, and I just let your imagination just imagine all this stuff. I let your imagination make up the pictures for you. But someone with a golden hand, and it looks like an ornate mechanical hand, or some sort of gauntlet, golden gauntlet, has come there to kill Captain Hagaway. And then Captain Hagaway is stabbed through the chest from behind. And he looks behind him and he goes, when did you get behind me? And there's no one behind Captain Hagaway. There's nothing behind you. The Guardians aren't the only weapons of the Evangelist. Who are you? The Destroyer. As this white-clad individual whose uniform looks, and his whole cloak, like his hood is completely different from everyone else's. And he stands there, and all of these objects are floating in the air, just around him. And that's the end of chapter 173. Onwards to 174. Signs of Upheaval. Oh, and we're getting a flashback to Captain Hagaway. A younger Captain Hagaway, before the scar. When you are a fire soldier, your mission is to protect people's lives and property. But the life you must value most is your own. When your life is lost, you lose whatever ability you would have had to save others. As we see a body bag. All the objects look metallic too. I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to jump the gun. Because all of them look metallic. All of them. A picture frame, pipes, telephone, whole spikes, and even like a trophy is floating off in the air. So in my mind, I said metallic objects. It's kind of interesting, but I didn't want to say anything quite yet. I just wanted to leave it where it was. But we get a body bag and then two people praying over it. And it's not just two people, it's Captain Hagaway and Lieutenant Pan. It hurts to lose one of my soldiers. Pan, I want you to stay calm and take care of yourself at all times. On a call, your favorite person will be yourself. We're not superheroes. We're human, just like the victims. Do you wish you could be a superhero? Good question.
I do think it would be nice if there were someone out there like that, beyond our human understanding.
And next we see oh my god, I forgot about this. Because this was in the end. I'm getting chills all of a sudden. Like my hand is starting the bumps on my arms are starting to raise up and the hairs on my arm are going up. I forgot that this happened to him because next we see in the present is Captain Hogaway strung up on his own wires with tons of spiked objects sticking all through his body, including through his neck, and his mouth is just held open, much to the horror of Lieutenant Pan. He's just strung up in his office. This is like some Hannibal Lecter nonsense right now. And he blows his whistles and he goes, "Help me get him down. I don't see any signs of a struggle. Do you think Captain Hogaway did this to himself?" Captain Hogaway hasn't been himself since the Great Fire 2 years ago, but he wouldn't take his own life. Which means whoever did this managed to take down a captain without giving him a chance to fight back. Sounds like bad news. Then we cut back to Shinra, who's smiling. And remember, we haven't seen all of Shinra after he started to understand the press of death. And we're back here in Asakusa. You was off since you said chapter 173. Yeah, I think it's going to be after this. But
His flames are burning so quietly, but they're so incredibly hot.
He's starting to get it now.
and then it shows Shinra in the world of Adola. And his eyes open and he sees Captain Hogaway, whose mouth is just held wide open, like just his mouth is just open.
Captain Hogaway? An Adola Link?
Then he sees all these objects just completely penetrate through all of his body, just stabbed right into him, much to Shinra's shock. And then we see Captain Hogaway getting lifted into the air of Adola, strung up the same way he was in his own office.
Not yet. Not yet.
And Shinra just looks tensely at Captain Hogaway being held up. Sounds like Itachi of Fire Force is doing this to Captain Hogaway. Captain Hogawart. But it's a Hague. Hogaway. Hogaway.
Not yet. Not yet. Is this what it means to die? Is this the hysterical strength of the fight-or-flight response? Not yet. Not yet. I can't die yet!
As it shows Shinra still standing in this world of Adola. And then we're back in the real world.
Captain Shinmon, are those?
Yup. They're the flames that come from going past the limits of his limits. Okay, that's enough, both of you. Well done. You finally pulled it off.
And then both Shinra and Arthur still standing up. Are still standing up, and then they just fall flat on their faces.
Now we're going to make it so you can summon that feeling on demand.
And then Conroe walks up. Looks like the training's going pretty well for the first day.
What did I do? What's wrong, Shinra?
That was the press of death. Captain Hogaway is dead?
Then we cut to the funeral of Captain Hogaway. And Pan is just blowing into his whistle at this funeral. Then we have Ogun there as well, and a smoke being lit.
Because Captain Hogaway was such a masochist, his death was ruled a suicide. But it was extremely hard to picture suicide from that mangled corpse with all those stakes jutting out.
And it shows Conroe, who's sweeping. Then Benimaru speaks.
Well, Shinra and his gang should be here soon. They always show up early. Waka, Hogaway from Company 4 was. Those white-clad bastards might be coming back. Don't go off on your own without telling me, Conroe. Shinra's company was saying it's time for the Empire to be united. I could get behind that. if it'll be good for Asakusa and Company 8.
See, beforehand, before Benimaru met with Company 8, he probably would have been against it. But since he spent enough time with Company 8, they chill, and he understands them, it's all like,
you know what? Maybe it won't be such a bad idea.
But we cut to Company 1!
The flame is the soul's breath. The black smoke is the soul's release. Ashes as ashes. May thy soul return to the great flame of fire. Lotome.
And it's Captain Burns who's giving this prayer. And then we have Kareem.
We heard that Captain Hagaway has perished and died in the line of duty.
Then Then we have Lieutenant Kareem. Did I say Captain Kareem? Lieutenant Kareem and then Lieutenant Lee.
You have a stigma too, Captain Burns. Please take care of yourself. It may be wise to consider assigning you a security detail. God has given us this trial. Therefore, we in Company 1 must set the example for followers of the Holy Soul faith. We will show the world through our actions that we will never give in to such terrorism. May the fire of Holy Soul be with us, that we may be the sword of God,
to dispel the darkness.
And then it shows the outside of Company 1. Then it shows the Whiteclads watching from a distance as we get Dr. Giovanni, Charon, Halmia, Inca, Arrow, and Ritsu.
Alrighty then. Are we ready to get our country back? How does it feel, finally being on the outside again?
As it shows that Sho is there, along with them. Sho says without saying much. And that's the end of chapter 174. Onwards to 175, at the center of faith.
Let's go turn this empire into what it should be.
As Halmia is just standing there with the rest of the Whiteclads. Before you managed to remember Kareem's name, you used to call him Cream. Felt like someone was in my hair. Someone felt like it was in my hair. But it shows Halmia, the Whiteclads, and Sho. Then we have Lieutenant Kareem in his room, looking at the photo of him and Lee.
The Whiteclad are radicalizing into something more radical. Rekka, you were one of those Whiteclads too, weren't you?
Then we get a flashback as it shows Rekka running and jogging. Say! He reminds me of Odin in his... He reminds me of Kozuki Odin in his gusto.
Rekka, if you stop shouting like that, you could run another 10K.
Say! If I keep myself fired up, my faith will stay strong and I'll be pumped for anything. There's no downside.
Of course.
He's not entirely wrong. And then it shows Rekka, Lee, and Kareem praying in the temple. We are the priests of Company 1. Our faith must always be unbending and filled with fervor.
You mean faith that never wavers?
Yes, my faith in the great sun god is absolute. That's how I know the friends I believe in will always have my back. Can we be quiet when we're meditating? And then it shows another individual. And apparently they're confessing. Confess your sins. I got so fired up. I ate too much. Oh, I am truly sorry to have done what I did. Confess your sins.
I splurged on upgrades for my cooling tubes.
Confess your sins. I messed up my circadian rhythm by staying up too late reading.
Rekka trusted us.
Confess your sins. In the presence. Now we got Kareem in the confessional now.
I had a friend who trusted me, and I froze him in the back.
Whoa, that's actually serious.
How did Rekka feel when I betrayed him?
Thinking about Rekka again.
Yeah.
Because it shows Lee standing right next to Kareem.
Why did he join the Whiteclad cult? I think Rekka's faith in the Holy Soul Temple was real.
He was a Company 1 priest like us, and a follower of the evangelists. I don't think either of those was a false identity.
He wasn't cunning or crafty enough to divide his persona like that.
The Holy Soul Temple and the white-clad cult. They both believe in the same thing, the great sun god.
Lieutenant Lee! Lieutenant Flom! Captain Burns wants to see you. And then we have Burns, Lee, and Kareem.
The Curia?
We are to report there immediately.
And then we get Onyango. Is everyone here?
Why would they want to see all of us?
Did something seriously serious happen?
And we're here at the Curia, and we have Raffles III with one of his attendees. Your Imperial Majesty, I have been informed that the Company 1 officers will be arriving shortly.
Yes, yes. The people of the Tokyo Empire have lived in fear of spontaneous human combustion ever since the Great Cataclysm. Now is the time when the Empire must be reborn. Now is the time to unite as one.
Then we cut to Special Fire Cathedral 8 and Lieutenant Hinawa.
Through all of our investigations, we've won more companies over to our side. Even Company 7 and Haijima Industries have aligned their goals with ours.
We've successfully formed alliances with each company in the Special Fire Force. Now is the time to join forces and take down the white-clad zealots!
Finally, the Special Fire Force will be united.
And then we have Burns and his crew rolling up to the Curia. And then they enter into the room. They enter inside, and I just want to say Emperor Raffles is there. Emperor Raffles just standing there.
I've been expecting you, Captain Leonard Burns.
You wanted to see me, Your Imperial Majesty.
Too many powers have been at play in the Empire, and as a result, our nation has been all but divided. However, it is now imperative that we truly become one. For the Empire, and for the great Sun God.
And then it shows Onyango, Lee, and Kareem.
You will unite with us.
And it shows Burns. What? Hold up! Yo! Yo! Who walks into the Curia? Who walks into the Curia but Halmia and her crew?
Standing before you are the apostles of the Sun God, bearers of the sacred Adola Burst.
Much to the horror of Captain Burns and his crew. Those people are enemies to the Empire. Emperor Raffles, get behind me, now!
Is it really so strange that we would be here, Leonard Burns?
Of course it is. You lot belong in the ground, underground.
We just come back to our rightful place, that's all.
Apostates, be gone from this sacred place. As Burns is ready. What? We're past the point of the anime. We are past the point of the anime now. We're in unforeseen territory. Let's go. Let's go. And that's the end of chapter 175. Onwards to 176, Trial of Faith. Oh, now things are about to get interesting. Oh, I love this. I love it when I get to parts that I don't know about because it makes my reactions that much more better. Expect more hollering. Expect more hollering. But the white clads are inside the Curia and they stand next to the Emperor. And Burns just looks at Halmia. Halmia looks at him. And then we get Charon.
Get back, Halmia. Stay behind me.
It's okay. Let me readjust my brain.
Whitley. Oh, readjust. How could I not read the word readjust? Readjust. Read just. That's not a word. That's not even a sentence. It's readjust.
It's okay. Let me readjust my brain a little to speak on their level.
And then Burns is looking at Sho.
Judging from his age, is that boy Fire Soldier Kusakabe's brother?
This is the carrier, the heart of the Holy Soul Temple. We are not here to start a fight. We came here to talk, nothing more.
Like I said, Haomiya does not have this type of accent and tone of voice in the anime's English dub. I'm just making it up because it felt right to me.
You dare to defile this place with your dirty filth and claim you don't want to fight?
Kareem, they're right. We are in the Temple's Curia. If you're not here to fight, then what are you after?
And it shows Haomiya is apparently reading their thoughts.
Other world, evangelists, God, Holy Mother, Adola Link.
Reading Burns' thought via talking head, which is an ability that she has.
Captain Burns, I believe you have already realized. Hostility, caution.
What do you mean?
You have lost your right eye. Surely there is no greater proof than that. Fear, sense of duty, admission.
And Captain Burns' eyes kind of tingles in the next panel, as we have Kareem and Lee looking on.
It proves you've seen it. You've seen the truth of this world, but you haven't been able to verify it. Devout priest that you are, you must be striving for the same goals we are. Repulsion, interest, doubt.
Still reading his mind. Then Kareem again.
We're the same? Quit spewing that nonsense.
Is this about Reka Hoshimiya? Resentment. Reka Hoshimiya was a devout apostle who lost his life before he could complete the path of evangelism. Retrospection, regret.
You people killed him.
And Arrow looks on.
He was a necessary sacrifice towards attaining our grand purpose. Murderous hate, rage.
Grand purpose? That's absurd. You're just a bunch of murderers.
What value is there in morals invented by mere mortals? Resistance, protests, confusion.
Are you trying to tell me it was some revelation from God? That's just a bunch of your fanatical nonsense.
Don't you feel it in the words we speak? With my words, I speak for God.
Just saying it that way just was funny to me.
With my words, I speak for God. You could sense within them a fragment of the grand will of the universe. Consideration, analysis, recollection.
And Burns just continues to look on as he remembers when he and Joker saw into the world of Adola and saw the Evangelist way back when.
I know what your purpose is. You want to recreate the Great Cataclysm.
That is merely a step towards a greater end goal. Sense of justice, rejection, despair.
And then Emperor Raffles speaks.
In the Holy Soul Temple, we merely submit to the will of the great Sun God.
Water. I need water. I'm having so much fun reading all this unknown right now. Oh my goodness. I'm learning so much. Oh!
In the Holy Soul Temple, we merely submit to the will of the great Sun God.
So, the Great Cataclysm isn't the end goal.
Do you mean to tell us that this is what the Sun God wishes? Do you mean to tell us that this is what the Sun God wishes?
Captain Leonard Burns, you gave your right eye to see it. Truth, higher plane, bugs, law, world, numbers, hell, God, curiosity, desire. You saw the ideal state of the world. You saw the future.
What do you really want?
Light. We want to turn this watery planet into a sun. Just like how our current sun came to be.
And Haomiya just looks up to the world.
This is unhinged.
You really want to burn the whole planet?
Show us your face, Leonard Burns. You claim to be a devout priest. You have seen it.
Pardon me.
You have seen it. You have felt the transcendence of the other world. God.
And then Burns is thinking of God.
Overwhelming rectitude. Overwhelming zeal. A liberation beyond human understanding. Sacred madness.
And then it's just a giant double panel showing the Evangelists. Kitty! Welcome, welcome, welcome! We are reading some very interesting chapters of Fire Force right now. We're past the anime, and now we're entering into some new stuff. And the next we see Burns kneeling down on one knee as the Evangelist is in front of him. Conversion. Tokyo Fire Defense Agency! My goodness. Asakusa and Hajime have both agreed to help us. Which means that different factions of the Empire have finally come together. And this time, I believe those bonds will be strong enough to last. Excellent. Well done, Obi. If the Empire can rally around the Special Fire Force, that'll be a big step towards solving the mystery of spontaneous human combustion. I feel like I gotta constantly nod my head in order to do the voice of the head chief of the Tokyo Fire Defense Agency. I feel like I gotta do that every single time I talk. We've come a long way since the formation of Company 8, and we couldn't have done any of it without your help, Chief. And then as Obi starts to walk away, someone starts to walk towards him. No, Obi, you deserve all the credit. Good job unifying the Empire. There's still a lot of work left to do. And then we have people making their way towards the office of the chief with Obi in it. They're making an awful lot of noise out there. Stay behind me, Chief. And the door opens and we have some beret soldiers come in going, "Excuse us, we're from the Tokyo Imperial Army." We're in the middle of a debriefing. What is the army doing here anyway? We don't want to hurt you. Please come quietly. Akitaro Obi, you're under arrest. Please don't fight us. We don't want to put you in handcuffs. Huh? Under arrest? What is the meaning of this? Don't worry, sir. I'm sure it's some kind of mistake. Please get word to Hinawa right away. And as he says this, he sees members of the White Clad literally in the office of the building, just chilling. What are the White Clad doing here? And that's the end of chapter 177. 176. Onwards to 177. Unwavering Conviction. At Company 8's founding, and we're going back in time to when Company 8's building was first used by Obi and Hinawa. And it's just a whole bunch of dust just blowing up in the air. It looks like we can still use a lot of these things. Yeah, we'll just need new uniforms, new furniture, and a new matchbox. And they start cleaning up the cathedral itself. How's life treating you since you left the army? Nothing has really changed. Now that you mention it, I've never heard about your personal life. Do you have any family? It was just me and my dad growing up, but he got sick and died last year. Paper or digital? Whenever I'm doing these read-throughs, I prefer to do paper if I can. The only one I've done digitally was my entire Demon Slayer's read-through. And then for the last chapter, for the last volume, I have the paperback for it. I still don't have the entire series of Demon Slayer. I'll get it eventually, but I'm not in a big, terrible rush to get them all right now. But I prefer to do paper because I love to read it that way. Of course, reading it on the screen is another way as well, but I like paperbacks. Ooh, Kitty, I don't think I've shown you guys my collection of manga. Like, you see the regular amount of manga. Hold on, let me see if I can shine it back there for you. You see my regular collection of manga back there, but I got like a whole secondary bookshelf that has more manga and stuff at it. So I'll take a picture and show it and put it on my collectibles because it's growing. It's growing. You did a digital for solo leveling or... No, I actually did it digital. I was reading it online for solo leveling, so that's the difference. I did it for solo leveling as well. Let me get back to this because we are almost done with this volume. I think this is the last chapter. I see. Your dad, huh? Let me go back so that way I can keep going with the story. Do you have any family? It was just me and my dad growing up, but he got sick and died last year.
I see. Just your dad, huh? Do you have a girlfriend?
A girlfriend, sir?
Should I have asked about a boyfriend? I don't have any prejudices.
I don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, sir. And I don't plan on ever having one. Not in this line of work. I could die any day. I couldn't bring someone into a life like that.
Nah, don't say that. You're bumming me out. Are you sure you want to be in Company 8?
It's true I didn't expect it to be so unorthodox. Is it too late to leave?
Yeah, it is.
Company 8 is an outlier company that was formed to snoop on the others. It stands to reason that people wouldn't like us. I think it makes it the perfect place for single soldiers like me.
Depending on how things go, we might end up as traitors to the Empire. That's exactly why we can't have anyone who doesn't value their own life. We need fire soldiers with true strength, who know the worth of everyone's life, including their own. I can't wait to see what kind of a company we grow into.
You would be the king and the father of this company.
Okay, no pressure. Oh, yeah, I guess I am old enough to have kids.
I'll do what I can, Captain Obi, to make Company 8 into a good company and a real family.
And then Obi just smiles.
This is my castle. From here, I will save mankind.
And then he opens up a room door, and it gets to the present. Well, it's not him opening up the room door. A door opens in Company 8's cathedral, and it's Shinra and Company as he screams,
Captain Obi was arrested?
The army showed up in the middle of his debriefing with the chief of the Fire Defense Agency, and they took him away. He's currently being held where the military can keep an eye on him. I was told that the troops were joined by people in white. In other words, it's safe to say the captain has been captured by the white-clad cult.
How awful! Why would they arrest the captain? And the army is really working with those white-clad bozos?
No one knows how they infiltrated the heart of the Empire, but I'm guessing their goal is to get Shinra and his Adola Burst.
Draw card! I sacrifice Shinra to summon the captain! This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh, Arthur!
Hey! Except, I actually wouldn't mind doing that.
No! Company 8 will never sell out one of its own.
And this is Hinawa saying this.
And those words come from Captain Obi himself. I respect those words and discard my Shinra card.
You really just want to get rid of me, don't you?
Then we have Licht. We better hurry this up. The army will be coming to see us next.
Anyone who wants to stay, stay.
I'm going to get ready to rescue
Captain Obi. There's a good chance I'll be fighting directly against the Empire.
But, Lieutenant Hinawa, then you would be...
That's right. It would make me a traitor. That's why I'm doing this unofficially. I'm not giving any orders. Anyone who wants to leave, leave. If I'm branded a traitor, I won't be your superior anymore.
I'm going with you, sir! You can't expect me not to! We gotta save the captain!
I'm going too, for a night is... I'm going! And I can barely read this one speech that's in the middle of it. I can't read it. I can't read it without bending my book so far that I can't even make out what this says. I can't make it out. Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. It's really just Arthur mixing up his words going, he who is a knight will... What? Wait. He who is a knight... I'm coming to the rescue! Okay, I got it. And I don't need to bend my book anymore. Ugh. It's in the speech bubble is in the crease. Deep in the crease of this book. Why would you make a speech bubble in the middle? You'll always be our lieutenant. Don't try and get out of it. And this is Vulcan.
Please don't say such bad things.
And this is Iris who's saying this. Everyone's screaming their head off. That's enough, goes Hinawa. And then he shouts at them. But then he stops, and then he slightly smiles.
Maki, you have a home to go back to.
I've made up my mind that I am a soldier in Company 8. I don't care if you are my lieutenant. If you bring that up one more time, I'm going to get mad.
And then Tamaki doesn't say anything. Then Shinra.
Don't feel like you have to do this, Tamaki. You have family too.
I don't want to be a traitor, but I mean, you're all going, right? Then I'm going too!
And that's a good enough reason?
I'm just not going along with everybody else. I'm not giving in to peer pressure. I'm deciding with my own strong conviction that if everyone else is going, then so am I. Let's do this!
That was a very powerful proclamation of weakness.
We are fire soldiers! We're ready at a moment's notice, are we not? Hate when that happens, or when they split an awesome pick over 2 pages and it messes up the awesomeness. Thankfully, the double spread panels are pretty generous in this, but this is the first time I had a speech bubble in the middle of a double spread panel, so that made it tricky for me. That's my first instance of seeing a panel like that. So that's what threw me off. Any other time, it'll be passable, it's fine, but a moment like this where a speech bubble and it's deep in the creases of the pages, and I can barely make out the words, and I gotta work really hard to get to it, but I don't want to tear up my book in order to look at it, yeah, I don't prefer those. We are fire soldiers! We're ready at a moment's notice, are we not?
Of course we are, sir!
Knights are always ready as well! I don't know what's going on, but I'm going anywhere Val's going. Val? I don't know what's going on, but I'm going anywhere. Oh, wait. Val? Or is that Lisa going Vulcan? I don't know what's going on, but I'm going... Oh, it's Lisa.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm going anywhere Vol's going. Latom! 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 Give us back our captain, you stupid jerks!
And then we have Licked. Companies 1 and 2 are deeply connected to the central government, and now we've gone against them. Company 8 is entirely on their own. Yet, not a single soldier asked to leave. I'm impressed. That's what makes them Company 8. Yes, because Company 8 is a family. What will you do, Inspector Licht? Company 8 was on the path to solving the mystery that shrouds our world. The mystery of spontaneous human combustion. I always knew the day would come that the world would turn against us. And if the world is going to consider us traitors, then our next opponent is the Tokyo Empire, as it shows Shinra smiling, and it shows the entire empire itself. To be continued in Volume 21! We have what appears to be a very short translation notes, and I can bring this chapter read out to an end. Translation notes! Wisdom King Akala, page 78, known in Japan as Fudo Myo. Akala is a Buddhist protective deity who is often portrayed surrounded by flames which consume evil. He is highly venerated in Japanese Buddhism and is known for guarding the deceased. And then lastly, Stigma, page 101. In the Japanese text, they use both the Latin word stigma or stigmata in the plural, and a Japanese word seikon, meaning holy scar. The Latin word stigma means mark. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are now done with Volume 20 of Fire Force. Now, as Halster brought up to me, I believe it was Halster who brought it up to me about me taking a break for Christmas. The next volume I'll be reading will be on a Tuesday. Yeah, it'll be on Tuesday because of Christmas on Monday. And of course, I don't read on Sundays. So yeah, we will pick up with Volume 21. The next arc. Oh! We're about to enter into unseen non-anime territory. I'm happy. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this Fire Force journey. Oh my goodness. But now, I'm going to check in with family and see how long it's going to take them to come back home, see if they can bring me some food on the way, because if not, then I'll start up a stream later, possibly at 4. Possibly at 4, we're going to game a little bit, and we're going to chill out for this Saturday. And I can chill and take as much time as I need to, because the next episode of One Piece is just going to be a recap about Momonosuke, and y'all know I don't do recap reactions, because it'll just be me reacting to things I've already reacted to. So that'll be much later on today. Still not saying what I'm going to be playing, but yeah. All I can say is, I cannot wait to read the rest of Fire Force, because it's getting so good. I love the variations. We can't talk about Christmas yet. Not ready. Nowhere near ready. It's all good. It's completely understandable. I won't say any more. All I know is that I am raring to go. I am fired up to read more Fire Force, and I can't wait to come back Tuesday and read some more with all of you. But I'm done for today. I've gone on long enough. Gotta unchap these lips because they were chapped the entire time, but I didn't want to say anything. But all I can say to everyone right here, right now is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, subscribe, even become a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. Is the game new or old? Or is it old or recent? I'm not telling.